So a lot of times we get asked, what happens if I'm in a rental car and I'm involved in a motor vehicle accident? Or sometimes what happens if I'm in a motor vehicle accident and the other person that hit me was driving in a rental car at the time of the accident? Two very good questions. First off, if you're in a rental car and you're involved in a motor vehicle accident, first steps as usual are make sure that you get to somewhere safe, you call 911, have the police come to the scene so it's documented, assess for injuries, and seek the medical treatment that you need. Next step, I highly recommend contacting an attorney so we can help with the coverage questions that you might have. So typically whenever you're renting a motor vehicle, you have personal insurance, and so that is typically what will apply first. So if you have a liability coverage that protects you if you are at fault for an accident, the damages that you cause to the motor vehicle, as well as any personal injury that you cause others, your insurance coverage will be the first line of defense. Second, there's usually an option, I'm sure you've all, when you go to the rental car company place, they ask you about any additional coverage. It's not necessarily something that you need. A lot of times I tell people, as long as you're fully covered and have a great policy for your own personal auto, there's no need to purchase the additional coverage there, but you can if you're worried about that. But again, as long as you are fully covered and you have a good policy, that should be all you need. And the other side of this, if you're hit by a rental car, again, their personal auto liability coverage is typically what will be the first line of defense. So we would open a claim through that person's personal insurance. We also, though, reach out to the rental car company and confirm if there's any additional coverage, because maybe that person did buy some excess coverage there that would apply once the personal auto insurance company of the driver is exhausted. Other times when the additional coverage is not purchased, there still may be scenarios where maybe the rental car company will actually have a second line of defense and at least have the state minimum, which is $25,000 per person, $50,000 per accident, in excess of the at-fault party's personal auto liability insurance. So it's definitely something that you want to look into. There's also scenarios where, unfortunately, the person who's driving the rental car does not have their own personal auto insurance coverage. Rental car companies used to require that you provide proof of insurance to them when you rent a vehicle. That's typically not required across the board for all rental car companies. Usually they're just checking to make sure you're at least 25 years old and you have a driver's license. And so we see scenarios quite often where someone is hit by someone in a rental car and they don't have personal auto coverage. Typically that also means they did not purchase any additional coverage through the rental car company. However, no fear there, because the rental car company then must at least supply the $25.50, the Nevada state minimum policy coverage for your property damage and any damages for you personally. And so again, it's important to get an attorney involved as quickly as possible so that we can determine all the available coverages there for you and make sure that you're not in a situation where you're having to utilize any coverage of your own unless it's completely necessary. So again, if you are either driving a rental car and you're involved in an accident, that's your fault, or if you're hit by someone who's driving a rental car, please contact us at Kaplan Law Group so we can answer any questions you have. That's 702-381-8888.